Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Funbearable. I'm Brad Rohrer.
And I'm Chuck, the special man Staten.
Yeah.
Woo!
Today we are going to air the panel I got to host at Rhode Island Comic-Con with some of the cast members of the show Supernatural.
Yeah. I'm very much looking forward to it. I actually did not get to see it. So today is going to be the first time that I get to see it.
Very fun panel with Misha Collins, Kathryn Newton, Richard Speight, and Benedict.
Wow.
All for lovely human beings behind the scenes. No, if you're like, I want dirt on these people. No dirt to be found here.
No, it's just water. Wait, what would be the opposite of dirt that you would have if you're a good person? Clean.
It's just clean.
It's just clean.
I got clean all over my shoes.
Yeah.
But yeah, stick around afterwards. We're going to have our conversation. And honestly, if you're here as a Supernatural fan, just checking us out for the first time, we hope that you stay.
Yeah.
That's part of the gig. But
yeah, and if you know what, if you enjoy our panels, we have a ton of other panels on our feed.
Yes.
We did a panel with the cast of Clerks. We did a panel with the cast of Mallrats. Brad has done a panel with the cast of Futurama.
Or Christmas Vacation.
Rick and Morty. We have a ton of panels on the feed. So just check out our YouTube, Funbearable, and you'll be able to see all the panels. We even have a little playlist of all the panels. So you can just watch the panels.
Pretty easy.
There's a lot of panels.
Hopefully then you expand to like, I want to see what else these guys are doing. And then like you follow us home.
Yeah, exactly.
You hide in our closets.
That's fun. We're just having some fun.
Just having some fun.
Clean fun.
But for now, enjoy this panel with Supernatural.
Hello, friends. Providence, Rhode Island. Thank you so much for coming out to support art that you love. That's always important at every time in history, but boy, oh boy, is it especially important now. So one more time, please give yourselves a round of applause. Now that having been said, who's ready for some supernatural stuff? All right, normally I would say, I can't hear you, but I could definitely hear you. Let's bring out our panelists. Folks, you may know her as teenage Claire Novak, Kathryn Newton.
Hi, guys. Wow, that was a lot. Whoa. Well, thank you. Where did they say to sit? Here?
Right here.
Okay, great.
You may know him as the trickster, Gabriel, or Loki, Richard Speight.
Good morning, everybody.
Love it. You may know him as Chuck Shirley, Carter Edlund, or God, Benedict.
Hey, everybody. What's up? Wow. Hi. Thank you so much.
And you may know him as Castiel, Jimmy Novak, himself, Leviathan, Lucifer, or Cosmo, Misha Collins.
What does it do to your ego to be introduced as God? Does that how do you handle that?
You know, it really looks good on a resume because I've been applying for new jobs.
Awesome. Well, I have a couple questions to get the ball rolling, and then we will turn it over to you. There's a microphone here. There's a microphone here. Start your brains working to think of questions. I see people getting in line. We're ready to go. So with that in mind, how familiar were you with the show before being cast?
I had seen these two underwear models on posters I actually have a very vivid memory of Supernatural prior to being cast on it. It was in my neighborhood in Los Feliz. There was a bus stop that had the poster of Supernatural behind the glass on the side of the bus stop. And I thought, if those D-bags can get a TV show, why can't I? This is ridiculous, thought I. And then I ended up having, not long after that, I ended up having an audition for the show, and I still hadn't watched it, which I think, and really still hadn't watched the show when I started filming it, which I think comes across in my performance. It's like my character is clearly in a different show than everyone else. Anyway, that's my origin story.
Yeah, I knew of the show, but I hadn't seen it. My character's talking in my first episode. I'm apologizing for past episodes.
Right.
So I had to ask, because you couldn't just go stream it, and so I didn't have any way of looking at those episodes. So I had to ask somebody, like, so what was Bugs? What was so bad about Bugs? Why am I talking about an episode called Bugs?
I had never heard of the show.
Right.
And when they said, hey, you want to do the show? You want to go play a janitor? I'm like, sure. And I was late in reading the script, and when I was reading the script on an airplane, I was like, hold the phone. This is no normal janitor. This janitor has special powers. I still had no idea what the show was about. And I will say, my favorite thing was, I thought, well, we're going to do a table read. This will be great because they will describe the show. I'll get a handle on what this is. To Rob's point, you couldn't just go watch it. So we get up and we do a table read with a conference call box in the middle of the table, and Eric's on that phone. And we read the script, and then Eric starts giving notes, because the first episode I did was on the humorous side. And he was getting instruction to Jared and Jensen on how to keep the show on track while adding the humor, but he only used the word supernatural as an adjective and as an adverb. So he's like, be sure to keep the supernatural elements. Do supernaturally, your choices are very supernatural. It's a supernaturally focused theme. I'm like, you're not helping, buddy. You're only using the title of the show to describe it. So I started the show as lost as I arrived.
Still lost, right?
Still lost. Still very lost.
I was in high school when I got the audition for Supernatural, and I was on the golf team, and one of my best friends and teammates was also named Sam Winchester. So you can imagine, she was inherently a fan. It just was in her. It's in the name.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to impress my friends. That's really why I wanted the job. I wanted to go to practice the next day and be like, I booked this job, and now you think I'm cool, right? And so before my audition, they filled me in. I was like, so I'm playing this girl named Claire. Castiel's like who my scenes are with. They started screaming. They're like, you're his daughter. And they told me the whole lineage and everything. And it made me excited. It made me excited to do the audition. And then, in my opinion, Claire Novak scenes are amazing. And yeah. But I'm just an actor, and it was a really good audition scene. You know, it was a good opportunity. And I don't know if anyone's from LA, but there's like these Disney buildings in Burbank, and it was in like an ABC building, and it was just a big audition. I remember I was the last one that they saw. I like freaked out before the audition. I wore a trench coat to look like Castiel, because
Right.
that's what my teammates said he wore, and
Yeah, that's how genetics work.
yeah. And I just remember leaving the audition, and like I had like one tear, and I was like,
Yeah, you know you nailed it if you have one tear there. You're like, yeah, I definitely got the part. I got the one tear.
and I never knew really what the show, was about till I got there, and that's the truth. Still don't know. And
Mitch and Rob are doing a podcast right now where they're watching it for the first time. They're just finding out what it's about.
We just
you know what it's about too, right?
Yeah,
Season are you on?
we're shocked. The show's actually good.
it's a really good show.
Real,
It's a good show.
yeah.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to you yet. We're
Not yet.
Yeah, we're
There's still
excited.
time.
Yeah, there's still time.
There's still time. Something to look forward to. Yes. My teammates still think it's cool, and we still, talk about it to this day.
Are you still in touch with Sam Winchester,
With which one?
the one on your team?
Yeah, she's one of my best friends.
That's
still.
amazing.
And we still play golf together, and we still, she was a part of me getting the job. I feel
Right.
like,
Yeah.
team sport over here.
Absolutely. Well, I was going to ask questions, but I think the audience
Can I
is
just?
ready to go.
Your story reminded me of my audition, which was quite funny.
Here we go.
So I was auditioning for the part, and Eric didn't want people to know that an angel had been introduced, or was being introduced. So the sides, the audition material went out as a demon. So I came in and I auditioned as a demon, and I did a very like what I thought spooky demon
Right.
thing. And Eric was like, "Okay, I'm gonna try to look past this performance." And he gave me a shot, and he said, "Okay, let's try again, but it's an angel, and not a demon." And my brain, having prepared as a demon, was like, my mind went a blank. I was like, I can't process what that transition means. And so I just did sort of like an emotionally dead sort of deer in the headlights performance, which of course is the Castiel we ended up with. But the casting director, Robert Ulrich, he liked me, and he had brought me in for a bunch of things over the previous like year and a half, and I hadn't booked any of them. But he somehow thought like maybe I can finally get this kid a job, and so he doesn't. I don't have to deal with him auditioning for me anymore. And he did this thing. So I did my first take as Castiel in this audition, and he saw that I had done a shitty job. And so he stood right at the end of the take. He said, "I'm sorry, everyone." There were a bunch of. It was not just Eric in the room. There were a few other people in the room, a couple other producers. And he stood up, and he was like, "I'm sorry, everyone. I'm sorry." And he went over to the door, and he opened the door, and he yelled into the hallway, "Can you guys please quiet down out here? We're trying to do an audition. It's incredibly distracting." And he slammed the door. It had been dead silent outside. But he was finding a way to give me one more chance to do the read to try to improve my performance. And apparently, I improved it enough.
Wow.
I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I think that they liked you as the demon, and they were like, "That was sweet."
I think we're learning that nobody gets through life alone. I think that's an important lesson that we just got in the last 3 minutes.
Cute.
Let's start over here, and then we'll go there. So we'll start here first. What's your name? What's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Sarah. I'm from New Jersey.
Sarah.
I am wondering, is there anywhere you've gone or anything you've bought or done that was influenced by a piece of media you've watched? So like, I have Dean's boots, and I want to go to Kansas.
Right.
Any piece of anything we've ever bought that was
It's
influenced
taking
by
this
media.
long for you guys to think of this?
Yeah, if you know, go. Dive in.
Are they not like watching anything? Obviously, a grumpy cat.
Of course. Yeah.
You gonna act like a leather jacket wasn't from a movie you saw when you were growing up? Like,
Sure, yeah. I mean, I'm incredibly influenced.
come on, guys. I was a showgirl for Halloween this year. What do you think I got that? I feel like as actors, all we do is pick up things that we like and put them on and make them ours. You know?
Well, I mean, certainly if you're talking Halloween costume, then I guess I've been heavily influenced by Bob's Burgers.
There you go.
Because I make a hell of a Tina. I'm just gonna say.
I'm very influenced by people in rock bands, like
There you go.
because I'm in a band, and so I'll like borrow what other people. Oh, thanks. I'll borrow what other people are wearing on stage. I'm like, ooh, I like that. Like, I don't know, I saw someone wear like a T-shirt over a sweater. I was like, oh, this guy from Interpol wore that. I was like, I'm gonna do that. That kind of thing. I'll borrow from.
I will say that I've been influenced not necessarily by TV, which I have, of course, in movies, but I'm heavily influenced by people who have been on TV and movies, which is why I'm dressed exactly like Rob Benedict right now.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Can I ask,
no.
did you guys coordinate this? You had to have.
We didn't, sadly. It's just
No,
unfortunate.
no, is that true?
I said this morning, I was like, oh, dude, we got to start saying, I'm doing the red pants, so you got to do the blue
We
pants."
realized we need to communicate better.
Yeah.
We had dinner last night, and I was like, because these guys are always complaining about how people are so insensitive as to confuse the two of them, and I was like, gentlemen, I hate to say it, but I think that you are gradually morphing into one another.
There you go.
Definitely.
Rob went as me for Halloween at a convention, and all he did was put on a hat. That was the only thing he had to do differently.
And it worked.
Misha, any influence from the media in what you buy and do?
Well, I saw this ad on Instagram for a corduroy button-up shirt, and that influenced me, and I bought it, and I wore it here yesterday.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm so glad
Also
that
have
Kathryn.
Is that not? Are we not doing corduroy shirts?
No, you're not doing it right. It's not just stuff you put on to dress in the day.
Oh, okay.
Well, shoot.
Just move on before this gets worse, please.
Great question. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Over here, what's your name? Where are you from? What's your question? No, you're all right.
I think you probably just need to stand on a chair to get to that microphone.
I'm Skylar. I'm from Levittown, New York. I'm really nervous. I was in the Philadelphia convention for Supernatural, and I was at Misha's panel, and it got me thinking about questions that are completely unrelated to what he was talking about. First was his acid experiences. But my question is, in your opinion, is hell, purgatory, or like the pre-Jack a heaven worse?
Pre-Jack Heaven was pretty awesome. There's me. It was a one-man show out there. What do you think, Misha?
Well, I think in real life, for me, there's nothing. I actually feel like I can deal with pain better than I can deal with the interstitial periods, the in-between periods, the waiting, the purgatory. Actually, as an actor, I much prefer getting the news that I didn't get a role than waiting to find out whether I got the role. It's that liminal space that I actually really hate. So I'm going to say that purgatory is the pits.
See, one of my favorite things is waiting on set. I love it. Just put me in that trailer. I'll sit down, watch The Office for the 4th time. That's a living right there. I don't know the answer to the question.
Yeah, I haven't gotten through the show yet, but I'm going to go with purgatory. Your logic makes sense. Purgatory.
Yeah, we just got to season 8 where Dean's been in purgatory for a year, but we don't really know anything more about it.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Rob and Rich host a podcast, the official Rewatch podcast. And so we're at season 8. So
No spoilers.
no, yeah, don't talk about the show past season 8.
Yeah.
I am shocked to find out you were on it.
I'm gonna go.
Ruined for me.
Don't tell him. No.
Yeah, at a point, I think I'm just a prophet.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for your question.
Nice. Great question. We'll go over here. What's your name? Where are you from?
Hello, I'm Antonia from Salt Lake City, Utah.
Ow.
And my question is there like a piece of media that you share with like a family member, like a parent or children that you guys like bond over?
A TV show or movie or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Well, my youngest son and I really enjoyed watching Mandalorian. We enjoyed it. We enjoyed that show.
I've got 2 college-age kids, and we really love watching Arrested Development together.
Yes.
And like the first 3 seasons, like we just could rewatch just those 3 seasons over and over. We'll put on random episodes and just laugh our faces off.
My kids and I also bond over Arrested Development. And then we had a sort of family feud, a split, when they started acting like season 4 was good. Yeah, like, you're not my children.
What's the best one? What's the best season?
Best season?
Well, the first 3 are
They're
just
great, but and then they took like 15 years off, and then they did a weird reboot, and it's not. Well, it's worse.
Okay.
It's just not. Yeah.
What about you? You have any?
I just finished Gilmore Girls for the first time. With our boy. Jared's in it. That was great to see. I love that show. But also like Girls, Sex in the City, Entourage. Anyways, that's embarrassing. But those are mine that I watch with my friends, and we talk about it still over and over again.
You mentioned Jared, and I'll say Jared and I got in a small argument about Arrested Development, and by small argument I mean Jared just berated me out of the blue. He's like, because I admitted that I hadn't seen Arrested Development, and so he stopped the shooting.
Fuck is wrong with you?
Exactly. Exactly, but he was actually scary, and he had he stopped in the middle of a shooting day. So while the clock's ticking, he's just going, "You haven't seen Arrested Development? Oh my God, it's one of the funniest things." And he proceeded to break down season by season why I'm an asshole because I haven't seen Arrested Development. And finally, the next day, I'm thinking, great, I got to travel. I'm sick of hearing it from Padalecki. I'm going to download it and watch it on the plane. So I come to set, and I'm like, I will put this to rest. I'm going to watch the show starting tomorrow when I'm on a plane. To which he was like, on a plane without the 5.1 sound mix? Like, now I'm in trouble for how I'm watching it. I'm like, okay, I can't win here. You just want to be a jerk.
That's great. Great question. Thank you. We'll go over here. What's your name? Where are you from?
Hi, I'm Sophia. I'm from San Juan, Puerto Rico. My question is, did you take any props from the set? And if you didn't, is there anything that you wish you would have taken?
Great question.
We would, of course, never do that because not only would it be illegal, but it would be disrespectful to the show and to Warner Brothers and to the legacy of Supernatural. So we would never take anything without permission. Unless it was an accident, of course. And you know how you kind of pack in a hurry when you're leaving and there's a bit of a scramble, and that can certainly happen when you're leaving a set. And I got home and I was like, oh my God, whoops, I accidentally put 11 trench coats.
No way. Did you really?
I have a closet full of Castile trench coats.
You're like a World War I reenactor at this point.
That's great, though. That's iconic.
Robert?
I asked for, and I realize now I did it the wrong way. I should have just taken it.
You asked?
I asked for, they had the framed pictures of the books that Chuck Shirley wrote, the Carver Edlund books, and with those pulp fiction covers, you know, and they were so awesome. And I wanted them like for my office, you know. There were like 3 framed pictures, and I was like, can I take these after this scene is over? It's season 15, you know, we're done. And they're like, oh, you know, let's run it up at the flagpole, we'll ask. And then they came back and unceremoniously were like, yeah, they said no. Okay, so I was like, oh, fuck. So
I got a couple of I also accidentally packed a couple of the books.
great.
Of the
Carver Edlund.
The Carver Edlund.
Oh,
book.
that's great.
And when Eric's house burned down, I mailed most of the shit that I had stolen.
Really?
To him, unfortunately, or I would give you. If I have another one, I don't think I do. I think I don't have.
Oh, I'm sure you don't.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, but I wound up getting a couple of the blazers that Chuck wore, which was like sort of, you know, no one wants to see because they were when Chuck was really evil and bad. Like, I've got the blazer when he said, "This is the end, you're canceled," and everybody's like, "Oh, great." Yeah.
The last episode of Supernatural I directed was Despair, 15-18. And
Classic.
You still haven't seen it, though, right?
no, I'm not. I haven't seen it.
Spoilers.
But there was a scene in that where in the bunker, God, who was just an evil person, deity, killed children, killed families, wiped them out. And the first person you see get vaporized is a little girl holding this stuffed monkey. And
Which wasn't in the script. You put that in.
I did put it in the script. Because I felt like you seemed like a character that would kill children, so I wanted to be sure the audience knew. And so the kid drops the monkey. That's the first thing you see is like the kid goes away and the monkey hits the ground. And when setting that scene up, I had the prop department find that specific monkey because it had been the same toy my oldest son had used when he was a little bitty boy. And so I thought sentimentally for me, it was so sad watching this kid die, and it added an extra layer to it. You're a monster. And so I kept that toy and gave it to my oldest son when I got it.
I'm not even in the episode.
You don't need to be. Your hate was filling the screen. So that monkey, that was my souvenir.
I can't tell you what I took. I get in trouble. But I'm a big, like, in general, I always steal my socks. Yes.
Boy, I bet they'll hunt you down for that one.
They,
No.
Always take them.
I always take the socks too. It's like, who's going to hunt you down for a pair of socks?
I'm also a bit of a pen klepto. You know, if there's a pen on set, it's going in the pocket real quick. I love office supplies. Probably took a journal or two.
Yeah, of course.
If it's there and no one's touching it,
Right.
right in the pocket.
Now I'm trying to think if I had a pen on this table.
You did, it's gone.
You had a pair of socks. I remember you having socks on that table.
I've got them on right
Yeah.
now.
If it's an inky pen, look out.
All right.
Okay, next question.
Great question. Thank you.
Hi, I'm
So-
Keith. I'm from Boston. I was just wondering, which episode did you guys have the most fun filming with Jared and Jensen?
Most fun.
Every episode was so much fun. I mean, obviously the golf episode. I don't remember what it was called, but to me it was the golf episode where I played mini golf and Jensen did beat me. It's all right. I'll beat him in the long game. But that was the best. That's the best.
Nope, you have an answer? Go ahead.
My last episode, the second last episode of the series, was during COVID. We all had to shut down, and then we came back in August of 2020, and so we had to go up to Canada and quarantine for 10 days in a room by ourselves. And it was just me, Jensen, Jared, and Jake Abel. And we were each in our own rooms, and every night we would FaceTime each other because we were very alone and isolated. And we really bonded over the fact that we're all kind of going through this at the same time. And it was COVID, and we didn't know really what was happening and how to do this, you know. And so then on set, it was, even though in the scene I'm fighting Jensen and Jared, and ultimately I get beat, and Jack comes along and takes the god out of me and all that. But on set, we were all just having a very lovely time together because we knew it was ending. And it was just a very unique, all the years I worked on the show, and there were so many laughs with Jensen and Jared, but there was something really sentimental about this one that really stayed. We were in a beautiful location. If you watch that episode, it's really shot at a beautiful location in north of Vancouver, and it was a really nice, memorable ending for me.
I can say for me it was probably changing channels because
That's what I was gonna say.
yeah. Because that was the revelation scene where Trickster reveals he's Gabriel was essentially a play. It was just three guys talking. There was no blocking per se. We were all standing still. It was beautifully shot by Charles Beeson, who directed the episode, and it was just everybody kind of bringing their A game to a conversation that was told through, performance and writing. And that was I never ever had another scene like that that was that poignant and that direct in the rest of the season. So I will go with that.
Nice.
Your question was which was a favorite episode with Jared and Jensen?
Had the most fun filming.
Most fun filming. I never enjoyed being on set with Jared and Jensen.
They picked on him so much.
They did. But there was an episode that I was in that they were also in that I enjoyed a great deal, which is the episode Baby. And what I loved about it so much was that my role in the episode was a single voicemail that I recorded on my phone from home. And they said, "Hey, Mish, we need you to record this bit that's going to be playing on Dean's phone while he's having a fight in front of the car." And I said, "Well, I don't want to drive somewhere." And they said, "Misha, it's all you have to do this whole episode is this one thing. It's going to take like half an hour in a recording studio." And I said, "Can I just record it on my phone?" And they said, "Fine." And I did. And so that episode I was in with Jared and Jensen, but I didn't have to see them.
Good answer.
And that was the best.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Great question. We'll go over here.
Hi, my name's Ash. I'm from Boston as well.
You have a little
Hey guys. A little red on you here.
With ass butt aside, do you have any favorite insults or one-liners from the show from one of your other co-stars?
Come on.
Do we have
Here.
favorite one-liners from the show?
Can you tell them what it is?
What's your favorite one-liner?
She's gonna know it. Yeah. Online. From me specifically. Come on. She doesn't know it. Does anyone know what I'm gonna say? There you go.
Amy Hasselhoff.
There you go. I was so nervous to say that because I thought it was like a really bad thing to say.
Really?
So cute.
I think Dave Hasselhoff would agree. I think
Yeah.
David Hasselhoff would also think of that. What, do you have a favorite one-liner from the show?
I mean, God, it's just hard when you're taking away aspect from me. I had a bunch of good one-liners, but they weren't mostly insults. There was something about a stupid question. Don't ask me stupid. What? Does anybody remember my quote? Don't ask stupid questions. Don't ask stupid questions. But that's just like a straight-up directive. What are you thinking of? I found a liquor store and I drank it. Also not an insult, but
Yeah.
but a nice aside.
Yeah. Rob, do you have one you like?
I think I said a lot of horrible things that last season.
They mean on screen.
Oh, also,
Right.
I did. I said horrible things. I was a horrible person, and I regret all of it, especially the kid that you pointed out so eloquently in front of all these people. But a Chuck line I really like is in like season 5 where I say hoard toilet paper because it's true.
Prescient.
As soon as COVID happened, people rushed and got toilet paper. So hoard it like it's made of gold. I really like that.
Yeah, I don't remember if all what Gabriel said, but I remember he got a lot of shoe leather out of calling his older brother a great big bag of dicks. So I go with that.
Right.
It was more of not a criticism of someone else, but a self-critique that Cass did, which was my people skills are rusty, and I quite like that one as well.
Thank you.
Great question. Thank you. Go over here. What's your name? Where are you from?
Hi, I'm Sean from the Berkshires in Massachusetts.
Nice.
I've been a fan since the first episode aired, so thank you guys for everything. I always love the soundtrack to the show. You guys pick great songs to go with the scenes. And I know at the Criterion Cons, you all do karaoke. So I was wondering, what are your go-to karaoke songs?
Kathryn was just talking about how much she loves karaoke.
I love karaoke.
That's so sick.
I always pick the worst songs, you know? Like I did Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Tears for Fears, and I thought, I love that song, so I love it. It's a sinker, though. It sinks real fast if you're not really good, apparently.
It's
And
tricky, isn't it? It's tricky to pick the right song.
Toxic by Britney's a go-to.
Yeah.
Let's do it right now, everybody. Anyways, anyway, next.
I pick my go-to if I'm with friends doing karaoke, which doesn't happen much anymore. "The Devil Went Down to Georgia" by Charlie Daniels.
Good song.
Real talky. Hard to pick the wrong key when
I mean, it's so perfect for you, that song, too.
I know.
I always go to Jesse's Girl by Rick Springfield.
Yeah, you got to pick a song people want to sing with you.
Yeah,
right?
it's got a great chorus,
Yeah.
and there's some great guitar licks that I like to fake. You know what I mean? You make this fake.
You haven't lived until you've seen Rob Benedict do karaoke and air guitar to Jesse's Girl while dressed as Khaleesi. You have not lived.
There video of that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Plenty of it.
Yeah.
I used to, when I went to sing karaoke, I would always pick like the song in Vietnamese and try to sing along. And then somebody at the bar, a stranger, pointed out to me that what I was doing was coming across as quite racist. And so I stopped doing that. But your mentioning of the songs, the cool songs we got on the show, reminded me of something. So there was a scene, I don't remember what season it was, but Castiel was he was a babysitter, and he had to rock a baby to sleep in this episode. Season 9 it was. I just remembered that. And they were like, we're gonna do Highway to Hell. So because that was a funny idea to like rock a baby to sleep. Highway to Hell. And so I learned Highway to Hell, and I got to set, and the director was like, so it turns out we can't get the rights. We can't afford the rights to Highway to Hell, but Warner Brothers owns the theme song to The Greatest American Hero. So you're going to sing that instead. So I had like 20 minutes to learn the theme song to Greatest American Hero, which is a very different direction from Highway to Hell.
Thank you.
That's great. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Irina, and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. And Sean and I didn't plan this, but my question is also music related.
Amazing.
Amazing. So I don't know if y'all are familiar with walkout music in a baseball game where each baseball player has walkout music.
You know it.
So what would be the walkout music for your character? And no, you cannot pick the song that you just said, Misha.
All right, walkout music for baseball, Robbie.
What if God were one of us?
Makes sense.
Nice.
Bow Wow Wow's I Want Candy.
Well, it's going to have to be at the moment Every Chance I Get by DJ Khaled. You guys don't know that song, do you? You know it? I'm really influenced by football right now. I don't know what Claire would be. Claire would not have that. That would not be her song. That's my song. I should have clarified. Claire would be probably like Creed. Yeah.
I would say for Castiel, it's either, and yeah, that's a good one. Like Rachmaninoff's Vespers, or Who Let the Dogs Out. Yeah. It's one of the two.
They're often paired together, those two.
Nice. We'll go over here.
Hi, my name's Hope. I'm from Massachusetts. Rob, you are a rock star, just so you know.
Thank you.
Nice job, Rob.
And
An
Misha.
evil rock star.
No, a sweet rock star, a pocket rock star. Misha, we've had a delightful time carrying around 50 pounds of non-perishable foods. You said bring them to you. You want them?
Sure, thank you.
Ladies?
50 pounds.
I'm sure it's only like 20. But
All
we're
right.
carrying a massive bag.
Great, I love it.
perishable
Thanks for doing that. Thank you, by the way, everyone who has brought non-perishable foods, and for those few of you who have brought perishable foods as well. I had a conversation with Stacey Abrams recently, and we were talking about the state of the world and politics, and I was sort of asking a question that I often ask people these days, which is like, given the onslaught of really despairing news and really frustrating policies and initiatives that are coming down from the top of our government, how do you not despair yourself? And she said, one of the things that this is her speaking, one of the things I find useful is finding ways to be helpful, and that is the antidote to despair. And she said, for instance, given the withholding of SNAP benefits for poor kids and elderly people in the country right now, what we all should be doing is actually just making sure that we get out there and feed our neighbors. And if we start taking care of one another as a form of resistance, that's actually an incredibly powerful tool, but it's also a very empowering thing for us to do for ourselves. So I thought that was
Thank you.
really meaningful. And honestly, like, it doesn't matter what side of the political spectrum you're on. If you see neighbors who are hungry, you see kids that are hungry, feeding them, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, is a good thing to do, period, the end.
Sure. We'll go over here.
Hi, I'm Kimba from New Orleans.
Hi, Kimba.
My question is, when Supernatural is rebooted, because it's going to, I believe it, I'm going to manifest it, what would you like to see if your character came back?
Well, I would like my character to stop fighting his brothers because he always dies when he does.
I mean, I'd like some kind of redemption arc. Guys, listen, I was wrong, kind of thing. I am so sorry. Can I just be along for the ride. That would be fun.
Well, I would love to come back as Claire for sure. I love that character, and I'd love to see her, in trouble and, need to be saved by 3 guys that know how to fix stuff. But I would love to come back just to revisit the role. It's changed my life. So it would be really fun.
I would say I have lots of thoughts about what would be fun or interesting or funny or poignant to explore with a return of the show and return of Castiel. But I think one thing that I'll try to fight for is not brushing over Castiel's declaration of love, but like integrating that into whatever future storyline we end up having.
Thank you so much.
If there's one thing I'll say too about how you're like, oh, I wish for it and everything, that's what I got from the show, is that the fans really do make stuff happen. I was not supposed to be on the show a lot. The Wayward Sisters thing wasn't supposed to happen, and that was because of you guys and the vocalization of loving it and wanting more of it. That changed my life. So if you want it, you just gotta ask.
It's gonna happen. Yeah, I believe it. Thank you.
Nice. I think we have time for 2 more questions. So I'm sorry that you've been waiting a long time, but we're limited with time. So we'll go one here and then one here. Lightning round. What's your name? Where you're from?
My name is Jason. I'm from Connecticut. A good place. And I was just wondering, what's your favorite episode from Supernatural, and what's your least favorite, if you watched it?
That we were in, or just overall?
Overall.
I can't. Well, Rob and I can only speak to the first 8 seasons, or first 7 seasons. The pilot is remarkably good. I'll tell you, just as somebody revisiting the show, I'm like, no wonder it did really well. I don't really have a least favorite, but I'll name that as my favorite.
Yeah, this is a tired answer, but I had never seen French Mistake before. And to see French Mistake, as Rich and I are watching the show, from the beginning all the way through, it's in a season where there was it was sort of finding itself. Season 6, there's this episode of French Mistake that's just of all television ever, it's one of the best episodes, I think, and most creative episodes of TV.
True. Very true.
The great thing about French Mistake too was that there was a level somebody could watch French Mistake and know nothing about the show and be like, what the fuck? This is kind of great. And then if you're a fan of the show, there's inside jokes for you. And then if you're a super fan of the show, there's more subtle inside jokes for you. And if you're a cast member or a crew member of the show, there are a lot of inside jokes that are just for you. It worked on all these different levels. Yeah. So the French Mistake was, it's the best episode, I think, of the series. And there are other ones that were great, but they all were episodes that kind of found a way, I think, the best episodes always found a way to break the mold and do something really weird. Like Baby, that episode Baby was actually a wonderful episode, partly because of the constraints. The car was in every frame of that episode, or was from the vantage point of the car, but there was not a frame of that episode that wasn't, and that weird constraint, that weird directorial constraint actually ended up creating a great episode of television. Everybody Hates Hitler, I think, was a great episode. And then of course Scooby Natural. Who the fuck says, I know what we do with our weird sci-fi drama, hour-long drama. Let's embed an entire episode of Scooby-Doo within this. And somehow they let us do it, and they let us do beheadings in an episode of Scooby-Doo, a beloved children's cartoon.
And it worked.
It was amazing. We watched that episode, where they premiered that episode in the Kodak Theater, which is where they host the Oscars. And we got to see the episode aired on the screen in the Kodak Theater before it actually aired on television with an audience full of fans. And it was we all were like, oh, this is it. This is for sure the only time we're ever going to be in this theater. But it was that was pretty awesome episode too.
I was gonna say that episode, the Scooby one, mostly because you take a show that's been on so long and then they're able to do something like that. You can't say it's not art. You know what I mean? It's elevated, and as an actor and an artist, it's just inspiring to see a show that's so established continue to take risks. The baby episode is amazing too. Yeah.
All right. Final
Thank you.
question. What's your name? Where are you from?
My name's Emmy. I'm from Connecticut. So my question, first of all, sorry, Rob and Rich, because I do think I've asked you this before, but this is not an opportunity that I could let pass me by here. If you could have any of the characters that you've ever played in your career be swapped out with the same costumes and lines and be played by Danny DeVito, what would you pick?
Wow. Career asset. I would have remembered that.
Really?
No.
I would say Sam Winchester, just because I think it would work so well because they have, honestly, such similar physiques.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Is
Same line, same costume.
any role I've ever
Thank
played.
you, yes.
Oh, well, The Boys. Yeah.
There are no
Because
roles.
it's Danny DeVito. I'd love to see 7 Danny DeVitos just have fun with each other.
Could they wear pants? Do we just make one?
Nope.
Danny DeVito. Let's see.
I appreciate how serious you're taking this, by the way.
Say it again.
I appreciate how serious you're taking this right now.
Well, I'm always
Serious
I'm trying to think of
okay.
jobs I've had.
Oh, the question was jobs that we've had?
Yeah, you got.
I answered the question.
No,
wrong.
but that's a good answer.
Yeah, and that got me out of answer.
Yeah, well, you want to
Probably.
re-answer? What would you do? What would DeVito?
No, I already got out of it.
Oh, good. Dean Winchester. There, I'll swap out. There you go.
I think Danny DeVito would make a great Lisa Frankenstein, but thank you. I did a movie last year called The Devil's Mouth, and it's a shark movie, and I'm in a bikini the whole time, so he'd be great.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Danny DeVito. Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for being here. If you had a question, you guys will be at tables.
Yeah, come to our table. Come say hi.
Absolutely. Please, one more time for our Supernatural pals, Misha Collins, Rob Benedict, Richard Speight, Kathryn Newton.
Bye, everyone.
Grab
Thanks
your
for being
photos.
here. Thank you for having us, everybody. It's been a treat.
Take a selfie with us. See you later.
Thanks so much.
Hello, Fun Bears. It's Brad from Funbearable, the podcast you're about to watch or listen to. I just wanted to give you a quick note on the audio for this and a few other episodes. When we recorded it, number one, I had a pretty severe head cold, and number two, there was a microphone issue. 100% my fault. I'm very embarrassed about it, almost ashamed. We've tried to fix it. We've run the audio through a couple different filters and programs. Our buddy Dave down in Florida took a look at it, and we did the best we could with specifically my audio. Chuck comes through clear as day. So all of you who are like, I listened to Funbearable for Chuck's laugh, fear not, it's here. But if you're wondering why I sound weird and extra robotic during some of these episodes, it's because of the filters that we're running through to try and salvage the audio. We have a couple of these, the microphone issue was there for all of them. Again, my fault, I'm the worst. Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get through these episodes. Then we will be able to release some new episodes with audio that isn't janky. So thank you so much for your patience, and now enjoy this episode of Funbearable.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the panel.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I mentioned on a previous panel about bringing the cast of Reno 911 donuts.
Yes.
Today.
Yes.
This panel was on a Sunday. I had no time to prep them with donuts. So I took the donuts and I'm like, hey, here are donuts. And I looked like a big old goofball. for these guys.
What do you mean you didn't have time to prep? What does that mean?
I'd like to make that connection that I'd be bringing donuts to go above and beyond my hosting duty.
I see. You didn't have time.
And so I felt a little goofy.
That's okay.
Donuts, but they're good donuts.
They're good donuts. That's the thing.
They're not going to be upset.
No.
They got these delicious donuts.
They were like gourmet donuts from Providence, Rhode Island.
I will say, so Rob and Rich have a podcast where they kind of talk about their weekends and their panels and everything. And I listened to the one after Rhode Island, thinking maybe they mentioned like, oh, this handsome moderator. He brought us these great donuts. The
Yeah.
only thing sweeter than the donuts is his man's heart.
Yeah.
Not a mention.
No?
Nary a mention.
Maybe they cut it.
You know, they probably did. They probably went on for so long.
Yeah.
Referenced it so many times throughout the episode that they're like, look, we got to keep this podcast at a reasonable length.
Or maybe, they didn't want anyone to feel bad.
Oh, that's true.
You know what I mean? It's almost like when bands tour and they're like, thank you, Tempe. They're the best crowd we have on this tour. Like, they don't want to be like...
And Phoenix from the night before.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute.
Yeah, and they don't want to be like, thank you, Tempe. Phoenix was the best crowd we ever had.
You guys are like fourth best.
There you go.
We're on night 3.
This is the solution to this issue. Yeah.
Probably.
Okay. I just want to make sure you understand that.
Yeah, they also have a web series they did, Rob and Rich, kind of about the con life. And
that's so interesting. Oh, the con life or the convention life?
Convention life.
Okay. That's what's interesting to me is like, you met them at a convention.
Yep.
That's what the situation was. And then you're like, let me see what they do otherwise. And they're like, we do a comedy about conventions.
It is, about the fandom, especially of Supernatural. It is so in my comedic wheelhouse.
Yeah, exactly.
I sat down because I'm like, I was reading their Wikipedias, doing some research because honestly, I'll say it now, I'm not the world's biggest Supernatural fan. Not that I have anything against it. I just haven't had time to dive into it, and it seems overwhelming because there's so much of it.
Yep, 112 seasons.
And the fans are so passionate. There's so much lore. There's a lot going on.
They really
So
are.
I'm like, let me look these guys up. And then I saw that they had this web series, the name of which I'm blanking on right now. I should have looked it up before we started recording. And it was so funny and well done. And it's like 2 guys.
Yeah.
Like, one of whom is kind of straight-laced and gets roped into these schemes. And the other one, but it's set like in the world of conventions with other Supernatural people, including people that we had hosted. We had hosted a Supernatural panel in, I think, 2021, maybe 2022.
Wow.
With Kim Rhodes and Osric Chow and Emily Swallow. And Kim and Osric are in multiple episodes of this web series.
Oh, really?
As like part of the convention life. And I sat down to watch it thinking I watched 1 or 2 episodes, and I binge watched all 10.
Wow.
And like, I'm not a binge watcher.
Yeah.
It just appealed to me. It tickled my funny bone in all the right ways, on both ends and in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to look it up because I'm so embarrassed that I forgot the name of it right now.
Yeah, it's really funny. It's so funny because this comedy is about that. And we kind of have, not that we go to cons all the time and moderate cons all the time, but we've done it many, many times. How many panels do you think we've done?
I know this. We've done, between the 2 of us, 37.
So we've done a lot of, 37. Are you sure?
In a row?
That's really crazy.
The show is called Kings of Con, C-O-N, and it's available on YouTube.
I can't believe we've done 37 panels.
Yeah.
That's shocking to me.
And that doesn't count the ones that have been either rained out or canceled or somebody couldn't make it or things like that. So
does that count the Joey Lauren Adams panel that got
rained out? Yeah, I didn't count that as a full panel.
So we've talked about this a little bit before, but I was supposed to moderate this panel with Joey Lauren Adams and the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer from the movie,
Christy
Swanson. And it was both of us, right? Yeah. So we go on stage. And also, they got combined. The 2 panels got combined. Brad was going to do Christy Swanson. I was going to do Joey Lauren Adams. And they got combined, which is interesting because I don't know exactly what they have in common. I think they were in a movie together, maybe.
Yeah.
And it was outside in a tent. And it just started fucking pouring.
Yep.
Pouring. And we hear, like, it's hard to hear each other. It was pouring so hard because... And a guy came up. He asked a question because obviously the audience asked questions. It was so long and rambling, and we're all like just trying to hear it, blocking one of our ears. And, it was probably 10 or 12 minutes in.
Yep.
I see from the back one of the panel organizers going like this and swinging his finger
around
in a circle, like wrap it up.
Like a normal person would think that means wrap it up.
Yeah. Not I.
Nope.
I go, uh-oh, a hurricane's coming.
There's a tornado coming. Everyone freaks out.
I thought he was doing the motion for a tornado.
It is the motion for a tornado.
Yeah, exactly.
But-
Do you remember Wizard of Oz?
Yeah. The film.
Yeah. So but I don't know if you noticed, right before the tornado comes, all the farmers go like this to Dorothy. They're in the background. Yeah, it's a twister. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Some movie trivia I didn't know.
Yeah, you missed it, buddy.
Yeah.
And so I get a lot of my references from Wizard of Oz, so that's what I thought it was. You know what I mean?
For more oil.
I was hoping I could be in a rocking chair and get out of the tornado with not a scratch on me. But yeah, that was a dumb one. But it's funny because sometimes, so when you do these panels, when you moderate these panels, you really want someone that you know about and that you have an extensive knowledge about, because that's the situation where you're really going to be able to demonstrate, your closeness to the projects that they do and how much you appreciate them. But part of doing these conventions and moderating panels is the fact that you also have to do ones about properties you don't know anything about.
Right.
So you've done 2 Supernatural panels so far.
Yep.
Was I on either of them?
You were on the first one. You had a great joke about, the main guys, Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki. I think Kim Rhodes was talking about like either rubbing them under the table or them rubbing her under the table. And you had a joke somewhere in there.
Interesting.
We'll have to go back and see if we can find the recording, because it was like, Chuck had a big laugh on this panel and I didn't.
That's kind of, as a host of a panel, as a moderator, you respect the fact that people are there for the people you're moderating for, the celebrities, but you also do want to drop a couple jokes.
Well, I had the joke in this panel
Yeah.
that we just watched where Kathryn Newton said like she wore a trench coat to the audition because she heard that she was going to be Misha Collins' kid. And I'm like, yeah, that's how genetics work.
That's great.
That's all I need. Just that one little joke.
Yes.
And that keeps me going.
Yeah, when I
survive and thrive on approval.
Yeah, dude. Hey, you're preaching to the choir.
Yeah.
So in my Mallrats panel, which happened recently, we were all moderating. I was moderating. Everyone was talking. We each had a chair and a microphone. There was a bunch of them. I think there was 4 of them.
Yep.
5 of them.
Yeah.
And Jason Lee, who played Brody in Mallrats, was at the con, but he wasn't doing the panel. He had his own panel for My Name Is Earl, which is another panel that I did. My Name Is Earl a long time ago with Jason Lee and Ethan Suplee. So Jason Lee was not supposed to be on this Mallrats panel, and he just shows up and walks on stage.
Yep.
Now, I'm one of the people that has a chair and a microphone, but there's no other chairs and microphones.
Yeah.
So he comes over to me and he pretends to grab me out of my chair and kick me out. And I think he recognized me from doing the first panel before. I hope so. And we were just very playful. Right. And I left the stage because I'm like, well, the right thing to do is to give him the chair and give him the mic.
Yep.
Even though it's a bummer to me because I wanted to moderate and be up there. And they were talking about me on stage. They're like, did I kick out the moderator? And they were trying to get me to come back on stage, but there was no one for me to sit.
Right.
And also, I'm not going to answer questions.
Yep.
It just would be weird if I was standing on stage. So I just was like, no, it's okay. Even though they couldn't tell I was saying that. But when there was like a 10-minute warning, which is one of the reasons you have a moderator,
right,
is to keep track of the time, to make sure the audience questions are clear. You kind of can rephrase them. And when there was 10 minutes left, I just leaned out of the curtain and I went, just the moderator here, letting everyone know there's 10 minutes left. And Jason Lee, you will be hearing from my lawyer.
Yep.
And I was I'm not saying it's the funniest joke in the world, right, but I was so happy to get a laugh from the audience and from the panel. So yeah, we've had a lot of fun. I can't believe we've done 37.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. So, you do the ones that you really are close to, but you also get asked to help out the con by doing panels that you don't know about. Right. You don't know the celebrities really. You don't know their work that well. And so you and I will do a little research for sure. But it's kind of part of the game where they're like, hey, like we gave you the Mallrats panel.
Yep.
Can you take care of this panel that no one is doing?
I mean, I think back to probably 2018, one of the first years we were doing it. And Saturday night, they said, hey, one of our moderators for tomorrow canceled.
Yes.
Can you do this MacGyver panel on short notice?
Yes.
And I, at that point, I'm familiar with MacGyver, not a huge fan. And again, same thing where it wasn't on my radar, but
yeah,
I'm like, oh, I want to be a good guy. I want to help out. I think Richard Dean Anderson's a great actor, seems like a great person.
Yeah.
I don't know Michael Desbarres at all.
Yep.
But sure, I'll go and read Wikipedia and watch clips and kind of get a sense of what questions would get everything started.
Yeah.
And then turn it over to a pretty loyal audience.
Yeah.
Let them answer their questions. And again, I'm there as a moderator. I'm not there. I'm not the star of the show. I'm there to keep track of time, to keep things on the rails, and to be the bad guy and call the end of the panel.
Yeah, right.
As, they're that way the panel gets to be the good guys.
Yeah.
And say, oh, I would stay here all night, but Brad just kicked us off stage after 45 minutes so that the rest of the show could run.
Yeah.
What a jerk.
Yeah.
But yeah, doing that panel and not having a ton of emotional attachment to it.
Yeah.
But it was still like a cool experience. Normally we like to grab a photo with the panel afterwards, but this one, somebody in the front row had an emotional support dog with them. So the panel ended and Richard Dean Anderson went straight for that dog. He's like, what a great dog.
Yeah.
Taking a picture with the dog. And
Yeah.
I'm here too, Mr. Guyver.
You put on your service animal vest and you're like, I was good.
I'm nervous.
No, it's funny. So you get these panels. And also when you're starting out, you just get like, hey, you're doing this. You're doing this. You don't really get to pick. We've been doing it for a while. So luckily, in some places we get to pick who we moderate for the most part. I remember we did one with one of the guys from Fast and Furious,
Jared Lindbergh,
who
Chad Lindbergh. Yeah.
What did I say?
Jared.
I thought I said Chad.
All right, it sounded like Jared.
Maybe I said Jared.
Oh, okay. A much more common name than the ones they mentioned.
So we talked about him recently on an episode. He died early in Fast and Furious. That was the first one we did.
Was the third one we did. It was the first one we did at Comic-Con.
Which one was the first one we did?
Jonathan Sheck.
All right, Jonathan Sheck.
That Thing You Do. And
oh yes,
he played Jonah Hex in Legends of Tomorrow.
When was our Charmed panel?
That was also at Comic-Con.
Okay.
So it was the second of two that we did at a Connecticut Comic-Con. That's why I stressed the N's in
con.
CONN.
Yeah.
So it was Brian Krause and Holly Marie Combs from the show Charmed.
Yes. And so we were tasked with this panel. We watched a few episodes of Charmed, and it was fun. We were excited to do it. We're always respectful of the people, even though we don't know all their stuff. And to be honest, we're just two guys who are appreciative of art.
Yeah.
So even if there's something that's not, for us or we don't know about, we're like psyched for the people that like it, who are going to be in the crowd. And I remember you said to the girl, and this was hilarious to me. You said, who would win in a fight? The three Charmed sisters or the three Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus?
All right. First of all, I didn't answer, but I didn't ask that question. All the questions I asked were serious, and you did all the comedy questions. That was a question you asked.
Well, what happened was Holly Marie Combs said there are four sisters on Charmed. And are you sure that I asked it?
I am very certain. And I believe that a fan recorded it, and we could go to the video.
Don't even say that to me. Right. Don't say it. I think you did it. I remember walking away being like, poor Brad, he struck out. I can't believe it.
I'm sure that I tried to make a joke elsewhere in the panel and it failed. Crashed and burned.
Maybe I did. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wow. I would have shrunk in my seat. I would have pissed my diaper. I would have run out of there.
I don't think she said it in a mean way.
No, maybe not. But I was embarrassed. Yeah. That's how it felt, I guess. I mean, I should say I would be embarrassed. Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure you did it.
I'm sure you did it.
We'll have to agree to disagree.
Can I tell you one very fun one, though?
Yeah.
We were, it was Kate Flannery and Creed Bratton from The Office.
Yeah, we did two Office panels.
Two different Office panels. But this one, Kate Flannery referred to Creed as Credence. And you said something like, oh, I didn't know Creed was short for Credence. And Kate said, oh, it's not. That's just what I call him. And I said, but Kate is short for Cadence. And the audience gave a middling laugh. Kate loved it and said to the audience, like, what are you doing? That was a great joke.
Oh.
And there's the approval. That kept me going for a year.
Just you strolling down the street.
Strutting down the street, in fact, not just a stroll, it was a strut.
Yeah, right. No, that's funny.
Stray cat strut.
That's kind of the best is when someone on the panel laughs. You know what I mean? But yeah, we've done a few that we didn't really know about. I remember one of them that I knew her when I was young, and I loved her, and I had a crazy crush on her, but I didn't really know the new stuff, and it was Christina Ricci.
Yeah.
So when I was young, it was Casper, it was Addams Family, and then I was getting older, and it was man, what's that movie with
Black Snake Moan?
Black Snake Moan.
Yep.
And if you've seen it, enough said. And if you haven't seen it, go see it. I promise you it's worth it. And I was so nervous going in because, like I said, I had a crush on her as a child. And it's it's also, regardless of that, she's so high up on the list of celebrities in general. At the time, it was probably, it might remain, well, I don't know. She might remain the most famous person I've ever had to be on stage with. Okay. And so it's really intimidating. You have this person who, A, you had a crush on, B, super, super famous person, and it's just me and her one-on-one on a stage for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
And I remember trying to psych myself up, and I was like, this will be fine. This will be fine. And that's where I got to the panel. I was like, this is fine. I met her. She was awesome. Super kind, super sweet. Had a good time. Like, it was very casual. After the panel, I was like, my back muscles are completely frozen.
Yeah.
Like, it hurt so bad from nerves that I had pushed away and didn't even really experience emotionally, to the point where it's so funny. We do these panels in Rhode Island, for the most part, at Rhode Island Comic Con, in this big building that is like a convention center. And it has a sky bridge going over to the Providence Place Mall, this gigantic mall. And I walked over and I was like, I can't exist like this. And I went to one of the middle of the mall massage places to break up the muscles in my back. And it was like,
that's fantastic.
It was the only time in my life I ever felt nerves to the point that it froze me up. Like, I don't even know what, like Zelda in Pet Sematary. Is her name Zelda?
I don't remember.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
I think her name's Zelda.
Okay.
Look it up. Right in funbearablepod@gmail.com. Was her name Zelda?
I'll say I feel that tense on a daily basis.
You're checking the mail. You're taking the steps.
Interact with a stranger today.
You go to Taco Bell to order.
Yeah.
I'll have a chalupa. Yeah.
Tennessee fainting goat is what I am.
That's hilarious. That was one of the hardest ones. One of my favorites, because it was so funny and strange, was we went to, maybe this was Big AppleCon in New York.
Yep.
And we did one with Jennifer Seehee.
Yes.
Now, what's her big credit?
Her big credit, she is the singing voice of Sailor Moon.
Which is something that we don't know about.
I know about Sailor Moon.
He does.
I watched Sailor Moon. I own the compact disc of Sailor Moon.
He has a tramp stamp of Sailor. And he has another one of Moon on the front of his chest.
Yes, and I'm really trampy.
Yeah, he sure is. My back.
I'm a super trampy.
Yeah. So we cared about a different credit. Very much so.
She was the original singing voice of Hot Pocket.
Which is it's such a funny credit.
Yeah.
And I was fascinated by that.
Yeah.
And it's funny. So we used to do a different podcast. This one's called Funbearable, obviously. But we did one leading up to this called the Chuck and Brad Podcast. Worst name in the world. And she did the Hot Pockets. So we said to her, because every episode we would do the beginning, we'd kind of talk about some introductory stuff, and then we get into the main topics of the show. We asked if she would do pod topics for our podcast topics that we could play every episode, and we added it to the podcast, and we played it whenever we had a topic. And that was super sweet of her.
Yes.
And it's also very funny to meet someone who sings like, I feel like chicken tonight. Yep. It's hilarious that was someone that we were moderating for. And obviously she has way bigger credits, like you said, but that was what stood out to me for sure. One time we moderated for Bill Diamond.
He's a puppeteer. It has, designed and worked with puppets.
And what are his credits?
The Dark Crystal. He's done a lot of work with Jim Henson, but in my mind, it's the puppets from the Dark Crystal. It's the biggest thing. But has done a ton of puppet-based work.
Yes.
On a ton of different projects.
And he's like the nicest guy in the world.
Yes.
So we're leaving one of the cons one night, and we get a text from one of the organizers, and he's like, "Can you moderate for Bill Diamond tomorrow?" And we knew who he was. And we're like, okay, but we didn't really have any time to even research because this is like probably 9 o'clock at night. And I think it was early the next day too. And the organizer goes, "It's easy. You just play with puppets on stage." And I'm like,
love to do it.
I'm like, that's funny. Me and Brad, I'm making fun of him. He's a puppet. You know what I mean? There's some good stuff. We just sit down and it's like a normal dry panel.
It would, and the audience was not forthcoming with their questions.
No,
and underprepared questions.
Yes,
it was. That was one of the hardest ones we've done.
I think it was,
and not because of Bill Diamond.
No,
all the circumstances that went together with it.
We're like, so puppets. Yeah, that was exactly what we did. Yeah. We bullshitted pretty good though.
We got there, and then people in the audience did loosen up and ask some questions.
Yeah.
It ended up being okay, but it was tough to be up there.
Yeah. We did one with you did one with the Star Trek cast. Who was it exactly?
A lot of the Next Generation people.
Yeah,
it's written down. But
it's funny. It was funny because basically when we do these panels, what we get out of it is that we get to film them and we get to put them out on our YouTube channel and hopefully gain some listeners, aka you. Please like and subscribe. We really appreciate it. Comment, say these guys are so handsome. I can't believe it. They should be on Supernatural. Why aren't they the main two guys? Get Jared Padalecki out of here.
Yep. Jared Padalecki.
Is that his name?
Padalecki.
Oh, that's pretty close. I got a P. I got a Lecky. Get the Jared. That's not bad. Anyway, Chad Padalecki.
Yep.
So you were doing the Star Trek one. So I go around, and even when I'm on stage, we set up 3 cameras. We set up a main wide. We set up a right camera. We set up another camera for the audience. I wish I had a 4th camera for a left. And then we set up the audio to record the audio. And right before we go to record, they're like, yeah, you can't record this panel.
Yeah.
And do you remember the reason?
Yes, I do.
The reason was it was during the actor strike or the writer strike?
Actor strike.
Actor strike. And there was a celebrity at another con who had said like, I don't like this. I don't stand. Basically, he didn't stand behind the union.
Yep.
And so everyone, all the organizers, agents, managers became terrified that some talent, like a celebrity or a TV star, a movie star, would make a similar comment. And so they're like, no one can record. It doesn't matter what happens. Like even if these are the safest people in the world and the nicest people in the world, you cannot record this panel.
It's officially a struck show, and as members of the union, they aren't allowed to promote it.
Oh,
so that was the.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Right, but I didn't know how far it was going to go. So I went up and I invited a first person on stage and called them by their character's name. And the agent like sprinted out and was like, "You can't say the character's name. You can't do any of that." I'm like, "Okay."
Wow.
And so then introduced the rest as actors. And then the audience, to their credit, I was like, "Look, we can't say the name of the show. We can't do this."
You're like, listen, you guys, here's what's going on. And you're doing it to the entire audience.
Yes.
That is hilarious.
The audience was awesome. They were like, on the space western
really
you are known for, there have been different wagon train leaders. Which wagon train leader do you think you would work the best with?
Wow.
And, so they got it, which I definitely appreciate, because the agents were like, show us the questions you're going to ask. I'm like, well, here are my 3 questions.
Yeah.
And we're going to go to the audience. I can't control what they ask.
Of course.
But if I had been told you need to have 15 questions, I would have had 15 questions.
You know what would be so funny?
What's that?
If an audience member came up and they're like, on Star Trek The Next Generation, and you're like, hi. You try to talk over them.
We would have done.
Yeah, exactly. Damn. We actually did get to film the panel anyway. I just filmed it anyway.
Yeah, you were told not to.
Well, I was told not to film it.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, I filmed it.
Yeah.
So we do have the whole panel.
Yeah.
I wonder if we could ever record.
I don't think we can.
I'll ask the organizers.
All right.
Someday.
I don't think we can. Yeah.
Well, I'll say Brad said we probably can.
No. This is me saying probably not.
Maybe.
But we'll see what Paramount has to say. Paramount and SAG-AFTRA.
Yeah.
See if we can get them to agree on something.
Well, they didn't end up saying anything, and now you can say the stuff.
But because it was during the times that the show was struck, you couldn't promote the show.
Interesting.
It's a union rule.
Still, even though you had it recording.
Because of when it was recorded.
Wow.
If they had recorded after the agreement was reached.
Which they did, wink, wink.
Well, I think it's pretty easy to look up dates of when it was recorded.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Like, we say Rhode Island Comic Con. We actually meant the following week at Boston.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
It's safe there. But yeah, it's, we don't want anyone to get in trouble with the union. And they were all like solid union people, no problems there.
Yeah.
And I guess officially didn't really mention the show.
Yeah, it's funny. It's the lost. Wow, it's so tempting.
Yeah.
It's the apple.
I think
this is the apple in the Garden of Eden of our panels. Would you say that?
Yeah, and
I'm the snake.
Yes.
And I'm trying to get you, Eve.
Yep.
To do it and give it to
the public.
Adam is the public.
Yep.
Snake, Eve,
all right.
public.
How did it work the first time when Eve took the fruit?
Yes.
Named as an apple. How did it work when she took the fruit from the snake?
As I recall,
it was good for humanity?
As I recall, everyone was like, this is crazy. I'm so psyched about this. She finally gave us an apple, and wow, this is a good apple. Yeah. She did a good job with this apple.
Good short-term return.
yeah. We got an apple.
Yes.
So that was one of the ones that, we did record and then we couldn't release. And there's one more that I think is funny that I wanted to mention.
Okay.
Which is Brad and I are wrestling fans.
Yes.
Big fans of like 90s wrestling, a lot of early 2000s, all this stuff. And we've gotten into some wrestlers that are like very close to our hearts, where we even went back and followed their career from before they became mainstream. And one of my favorite wrestlers and one of your favorite wrestlers is Mick Foley.
Yes.
AKA Mankind, AKA Cactus Jack, AKA Dude Love. He's the best. It's so funny because he's probably my favorite wrestler overall.
Yeah.
And it's when I was a kid growing up, wanting to be part of like entertainment and, being creative, writing, being a person on a podcast, maybe whatever, any way that I was going to be creative for my life. I was like, there are a few people I look up to. One of them is Mark Hoppus from Blink-182. Man, one of them was Kevin Smith, who I eventually worked a lot with. And the other one, Mick Foley.
Wow.
Because of the way that he conducts himself and because he's so multifaceted. He wrote a New York Times bestseller. He wrote a children's book. He wrote multiple children's books. He wrote a fictional book that like has nothing to do with wrestling that I really enjoyed. And I just love him. I love him in interviews. I think he's super creative. I think his books show how creative he is. Like one of the things that he wrote down in his book is that he would listen when he was driving from show to show. He would listen to like this beautiful music. I forget the actual artist, but you might know what I'm talking about. But he would listen to this different music, and it would inspire him of the stories he wanted to tell in the ring and the spots he wanted to do and the way he wanted to communicate with the audience. So cool. I feel the same way about music, film, translating to other arts. Like, I was in a band for 15 years, and the idea of me writing songs and trying to get better at it for that amount of time, it has influenced my filmmaking, because that's what I do most of the time. I'm a filmmaker. It has really influenced the way that I look at projects and edit them, and how I feel like there should be ups and downs and pushes and pulls. And so I really like the idea of artists seeing different creative genres or, creative,
avenues
and relating them. So Mick Foley was huge for me.
Yeah.
And Brad got a Mick Foley panel. And I was like, wow, this is going to be amazing. You can ask him about when he fell off the cage in WF. You can ask him about the C4 death matches in Japan. You can ask him about Cactus Jack returning and beating Triple H. All these nerdy wrestling things that you probably don't know about, and doesn't matter. And then it was a panel for
Avatar: The Last Airbender,
because he does a voice on it
with Michaela Jo Murphy, who did the voice of, I want to say, Toph.
Yes.
And Mick Foley, who played a character called the Boulder.
Yes.
Was 1000% his impression of The Rock.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
You said that during the interview. That you had to leave during that interview for some reason.
yeah, I did have to leave. But that's great.
But yeah, so we recorded that interview, I think.
Yeah, we did.
And
I have it.
Man, Michaela Jill Murphy, what a sweetheart, what a kind person.
Yeah.
One of my favorite follows on Instagram.
Okay, interesting.
And, you know, she's doing the con life as well.
Yeah.
And so she'll do hotel room yaps, and she records them, like self-records in her hotel room, releases them on Saturdays on YouTube. Like, just seems like she's still working.
Yeah.
But has all this voice actor stuff, loves Avatar, loves meeting with the fans, like what you want from a con celebrity, much like the Supernatural folks that I play with.
Yeah.
So, but doing the panel, I've watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, but again, there's so much lore. The fans are so passionate. It's intimidating.
Yeah.
To go in there with your couple of questions. This con was at a different location than Rhode Island Comic Con.
Was it Philly or New Jersey?
It was New Jersey.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how the room is going to be set up. I don't know how many people are going to be in the room. I will say during the panel, at the time, Joe Hendry, the wrestler, was just becoming, just going viral. And so somebody in the crowd asked Mick Foley, "What do you think about Joe Hendry?" And Mick Foley was like, "I don't know who that is." And they sang Joe Hendry's theme song to Mick Foley. And it was like, ooh, this is the part of cons I don't like. Like I'm trying to be a moderator and dive in front of the question.
Yeah.
Didn't work. But I will say Mick Foley really, conducted himself really well throughout. And then afterwards was taking a photo with Michaela Murphy and was like, "Hey, is it okay if I put my hand on her shoulder?" And she's like, "Yeah, of course." And I'm like, oh, seeing him like even ask permission to touch someone in a like very innocent way.
Yeah.
Like that's probably the right thing to do. So good stuff.
He's the best. I just wish you could have said, "When Undertaker threw you off the Hell in the Cell." Yeah. I'd say this sounds like I'm doing an impression of Mankind. I didn't mean to.
No,
that was nervous you.
Yeah, it's weird because I had multiple Mr. Saccos. Yeah. I was gonna get a mandible claw.
My mom got me a Mr. Sacco signed by Mick Foley.
Beautiful.
How cool is that?
That's a great mom.
But yeah, man, it's fun. It's fun to do the
stuff. These Supernatural folks, the fans were great.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that has impressed me because, again, we did a Supernatural panel in, I think, 2021, and then this one in 2025. The fans have been great.
Yeah.
Each time.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And the actors have been really appreciative of the fans. It's the symbiosis you like to see.
Yeah.
Kings of Con with Rob and Rich, a lot of fun. Kathryn Newton, was in Paranormal Activity 4.
Yeah.
The one with the Connect.
Yeah.
In addition to, I think she was in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Oh, she's the daughter?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then Misha Collins was also like, we recorded the panel right around when SNAP benefits were in danger across the country.
Oh, yeah.
And so Misha Collins was like, "Hey, bring food, bring canned goods, bring food, and we'll collect it and get it to food banks." And like just seeing him using his platform. So all four of them, big thumbs up from me. Really fun time. I'm sorry I was so weird about the donuts.
If they're watching, you mean?
Yeah.
If they watch their own panel and then they watch 30 minutes of us talking?
Yeah, well, I'm sure they're going to have their people watch us. Right?
Yeah, of course, of course.
Most of our audience is assistants to people we've had on panel.
Just making sure we don't say anything shitty.
Yeah.
That's funny, man.
Listen here, Meatloaf's assistant.
Oh boy, that was a tough one.
Yeah, that was the first one.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you've made it through all this, thank you so much.
Yeah.
For sticking around with us. If you have questions, comments, concerns, or otherwise, if you are celebrity's assistant, send us an email.
Yeah.
funbearablepod@gmail.com or find us on socials @funbearablepod. We're always happy to hear from all y'all. For Chuck Staten, I'm Brad Rohrer saying thank you so much, and we're sorry for being Funbearable.
So we have a few unreleased panels.
Yeah.
I think we should release them all in one 4-hour block.
All right.
Star Trek right in the middle, so that
get to hide it.
We get to hide it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
All right. Well, how about we cut up like it's like a game where we have an audience question, and then a bunch of different possible answers, and you have to decide which panel that came from.
Like a choose your own adventure?
Yeah.
Now that's fun.
Yeah.
Tune in to our choose your own adventure.
We're not going to do that
version of panels that we're not allowed to release.
No Star Trek.
With a lot of Star Trek.
Zero Star Trek.
Little Star Trek.
Okay, little Star Trek.
In a world where there ain't nothing to laugh about, they're two special idiots now. Hear me out. Chuck's life is Friday.